Hannah Waddingham plays Rebecca in the Emmy-winning comedy series Ted Lasso. I'm at Noble of Gold Derby. And I wanted to ask you, Hannah, what do you believe about Ted Lasso?
All of it. Everything.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, we have a believe sign in our makeup truck that everyone taps on their way out of the truck. And it's something that I don't think any of us lot realized we needed in our lives as well. But that's what it's become to us. And I suppose you don't know what you need until it rams itself headlong into your life. And now I can't imagine life without it and its ethos.
Yeah. What have you learnt playing Rebecca?
That it's okay to show all sides of yourself. You know, Rebecca struggles with that at first, and I had never had the chance to play something that was, I mean, bear in mind, myself and our costume designer, Jackie Levy, she and I absolutely get our heads together and have done since day one. I wanted to make sure that she was absolutely, ridiculously, almost overtly perfect looking, beautifully tailored everything, but that it's okay to be anything but that on the inside.
Oh, it's nice. And like, it does seem like each season Rebecca has a secret. The first season, it's like her nefarious motives of bringing Ted into the club. For the second season, it's more about her romantic life, which I guess is more reasonable.
Well, yeah, but bear in mind, it's all coping mechanisms with her. You say nefarious, but I think she is simply trying to survive. You know.
Yeah, no, good pushback.
Yeah, I have a big soft spot for my girl Welton, and I will feel very odd when she's not rippling through my bloodstream anymore. I'm not even actually sure that day is ever going to come. No one will want to see me doing any scenes as her, but maybe I'll just do them for myself.
Well, there will be, like, I imagine there will be a part of her that will always be with you. And what do you think that will be?
Yeah, because I feel like I'm serving a pal. You know, and when we did season 1 and everyone kept saying, oh, you know, she's the Darth, it's certainly those first, I get it. I get why, until we realized why she was spiky and had such a vendetta. But yeah, those particularly, I mean, the first time we were doing the press junket and everyone was saying, oh, she's the Darth Vader of the piece and she's this and she's that and she's the bitch and da. I remember thinking, I need to be very careful how I respond to this because I was so offended.
Yeah.
I was like, no, hold on a minute. And when I first started playing those first few episodes, I spoke to Jason and went, I cannot have people thinking anything ill of her because she is so damaged and so desperately trying to survive, doesn't know what she's doing and is heartbroken. Like Rupert has reached inside her chest and smashed her heart on a ceramic floor is how it felt.
Yeah. And Ted gets it. Ted gets it when she reveals and he forgives her and moves on from it pretty easily. What do you like? And in many ways, Rebecca is one of the hearts of the show. I was going to say the heart, but I think there's a lot of hearts in this show that are beating along.
There are. And that's just such clever writing. All of us have said we don't really know how we're going to cope and move on because the writing is so multi-dimensional for everyone. It's like feels like loads of planets, bigger and smaller, coming into the focus and then spinning off, bashing into each other or moving together. You know, moments of even with Ted and Rebecca, like they bash into each other and then they find a way to, you know, and that is really just the most beautiful thing from the writers. And when you think that 3-4 of the writers are in the show themselves, I mean, they're a talented bunch of MFs.
What, talking about those sort of like planets in orbit or whatever, what about the Ted Rebecca dynamic and relationship, and what do you think is sort of at the heart of that connection and that relationship there?
that I can't even put my finger on it. They just know each other of old, and I know as well that there can be very little written in a scene, even more so these days. There can be very little written in a scene, and then there'll suddenly be a moment when Ted and Rebecca look at each other and they have a shorthand without even speaking. And I love that. I absolutely love that. And you just hope it will be there with someone, but it's been there with him from day one, Mr. JS.
Yeah. What's going on in your head with those little moments where you just look at each other and there's that connection?
I can't even pinpoint it. It just feels like the most natural thing in the world that they have moments when they don't even really speak, but they're speaking to each other. And so in a way, I feel like that this is where all the whole Ted Becker thing has come from, because people will find in it that which they want to find.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, who knows how it will end with both of them. But I love reading about all the different theories. Jason and I both do. We're like, wow.
What do you want to find, Hannah?
For Rebecca, or
yeah.
I struggle with that one, because I do want her to find happiness, but more importantly, the most important thing is for her to have a calm center for the first time. She is always vibrating, and not in a good way. She has moments when she's calm, but in general, she has that fizzing center that I think exhausts her. And so I don't know. I've purposely not asked. I used to ask a lot, and I've stopped asking because I don't really want to know.
Yeah.
So I put it this way. When it comes to the last day of filming, I'm sure I will just think, oh, that's not what I thought would happen. And I've just got to go with whatever it is, because I'm not sure any of it will be right for me, because I don't want to say goodbye to her.
Yeah. And fortunately, you are not one of the 4 actors in the writer's room, so you don't need to decide all these things.
No, but I can sometimes go, can she? I mean, last year I was like, can she please stop doing this on a phone? Not least of which, the actress doesn't want 12 chins.
Yeah.
Doing that in every scene. I have to find a way of going.
Can you think of something else you contributed to? What's something you've suggested?
I did actually say I am desperate for Rebecca to start to love her team and be there because she effing wants to be, and they're her boys. You know, I'm very, very keen on Rebecca finding that team to be her family. Now,
a big episode for Rebecca in season 2 was No Weddings and a Funeral, where you have to where Rebecca loses her father, attends the funeral. There's that wonderful scene where you and Jason are both sharing in different places, and it cuts back and forth.
Beautiful writing.
How is that like for you to play without having the other half of that scene happening alongside you?
I said to Jason, do you mind if because as it was written as a script, it was just my bits, and then there was a gap of you know, cuts to Ted, So I went away and I made myself a full monologue, because I had to see it all in my mind's eye. I had to see her and Sassy running up to the front door. I had to feel the driveway and the pebbles under her feet, and the door being slightly ajar, and the big, you know, stone inside the front, all in my head, just to get the picture of it for myself. Because of course I'm then also shooting with Dame Harriet Walter. That's not any small acting chops looking at me in the face, and I had to fully immerse myself in that. And of course I knew that what Jason would be bringing as Ted would be as equally fleshed out. And I think that's why it works, because you're dipping in and out of both of our traumas. And I kept my script for that, because I thought I have to remember this always, that this is an absolute mixture of the writer's room and my backstory of Rebecca that I've created for myself.
And you've got a background in musical theatre. Each season it seems like Rebecca Each season, it seems like Rebecca gets to have a nice musical theatre moment. You're saying Let It Go in season 1, and season 2, a very different tone, but singing Never Gonna Give You Up as your eulogy in that funeral. What was that moment like as someone who's sung a lot before? What was different about this song that you got to sing?
Well, when Jason first told me that we were going to rickroll at the funeral, I was like, right, okay. My brain went, oh my God, panic straight away, because me as a musical theatre person, you want it obviously to sound nice, but then me as the straight actress on television and loving Rebecca as I do and wanting to serve her, I said to him, I'm not going to sing that in the normal sense. And he was like, look, I want you to see this scene and go away and do what you want with it, which is such a privilege. So I said it needs to be what we call Singspiel. It needs to be the thing of like mostly talking it, and she's not really even, she doesn't know what to say at that moment, and it's purely because she's constantly had this bloody song around her from her mother, and she doesn't know what to say in that moment. And it's almost like if somebody asked her after the event, at least this is what I wanted to portray, if somebody asked Rebecca after the event what she'd said, she'd go, I don't know. Did I make a fool of myself? I don't know. So it's not a song for me in my head at all. But Jason was brilliant, because I don't often go and not pick a fight, but you know what I mean. Don't often go and say, can this happen? Can that happen? But he was so cool, and I will never forget it all my professional career. I said, I don't believe that she would be able to get through that whole song, because that it was more written that she would sing more of it. And I went, I don't want to do that. And he said, well, you tell me what shape you want it to take. And I said, okay, well, I think she would break down. He went, where do you think she would break down? And I said, and he was like, why? And I told him why. And he went, and I went, well, I think she'd need help. He said, who would start it? And I went, Ted, and then I think Keely would come in, and then Sam as the new energy in her life. And it was really, really a very organic thing amongst all of us. And then Brendan Hunt was like, at the end, and I'd thought it already, and I thought they're not going to go for this because it'll be too funny and silly. He sidled up to me while I'm standing in front of the coffin and went, when you get to the end, go, never gonna give, and we'll go, give you up. And I was like, oh my God, I'd already thought of that, and now you're going to think that you did. And he was like, oh, well, you can make out that you did. But it was gorgeous because it was a totally collaborative effort, that scene.
And probably very reflective of the show as a whole.
Yes.
We're an Emmy, we're an awards site. We love our Emmy Awards. You guys did so well. And Hannah, last year you got to give a speech at the Emmys.
I mean, that's just danger path.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about Rebecca not knowing what's going to fall out of her face. I'm telling you now, there is no part of me. There were 7 people in that category, 7 titans. And I had literally just sat my backside down on that chair and thought, oh, look, we've got boxes of food. Oh, look, there's all the things going on, all the screens. And I literally, when he said my name, or attempted to, I thought, he's just got to the end of the list.
Well, yeah,
that was it. I didn't think that he'd said my name as the winner. I thought he'd got to the end of the list of names.
Yeah.
My manager Nick Tedisco was like,
yeah, well, it's first up. It was first up too.
Crazy.
So yeah,
crazy. I'm glad about that, because it was literally like whoop, 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 hey.
Did I say your name correctly at the beginning of this interview?
Waddingham.
Yeah, did I say that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I think I did. I think I said it right.
It turned into Waddington.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. I just made sure I didn't make the same mistake. In that speech, in your speech, you did say how important it was you that your parents got to see you win that award in that moment. Do you want to just to finish off, just elaborate on what that meant for you?
Well, bearing in mind, and I don't know whether people know this, when we were filming the funeral episode, my dad was having open heart surgery that day. So my own life was being rattled, and of course it had to be my dad that was, so I didn't think I would have either of my parents still on this plane the night of the Emmys, and for them to both see me stand up there when they have given so much in order for me to get there, and for one part of it, my strength and my perseverance to come from my dad, and for my voice and my training to come from my mum, for them to see that was something I didn't think was going to happen, and like I said, it all just fell out of my face in that moment. I'm really proud of myself that I didn't just blub for Britain when I mentioned them,
Oh, so nice. And just quickly, Brennan Hunt asked me to ask everyone, who is your favorite member of the crew?
Favorite member of the crew?
Yeah.
I can't say that. Brendan Hunt said ask everyone.
He said to ask everyone to say what he did answer the question.
That is, I am not going to answer that because that's mean. Okay. They're all top banana.
Okay, there you go. Well, Hannah, thank you so much for your time today.
You're welcome.
People watch this interview can go to goldderby.com and make their predictions, which Hannah, last year, even though you were surprised, you were number one on our Gold Derby odds to win last year. So last year you were. Not telling you if you are this year.
I don't want to know. Don't want to know.
Anyway, all the best of luck for this year's Emmy Awards.
Thank you. And by the way, I love all your bits and pieces behind you there.
Oh, thank you.
Well done, my friend.
No worries. Well done yourself.
You do need a little biscuit box, to be fair, but I'm not going to be.
Okay. Well, feel free to send some through. It was Ted that makes them, not you. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
God's sake.
Yeah. Okay. See you, Hannah. Thanks so much for your time today. Bye.
All the best. Bye.
Yeah, that was lovely.